Hey there, Flo here. I'll be out in just a second. Need to get a couple more things set up here. So it looks like I'm gonna make it so I can see live space chat, but it's still not working with social stream, unfortunately. But I can pop out chat on my phone. Kind of hard to do though, because I have to watch social stream chat and that, but it's possible. I normally do that with Vaughn.live because they're not supported at all by social stream, but I never get any activity there, so I'll just do it with live space instead. I think I can only split my Android screen once, so. Okay, go home. Go home. Go home. Go home. Go home. Go. Go. Okay, so I need to disrupt this camera for a second. I'll look something up here. It's taking forever, I don't know why. There we go. Alright. Oh, I need to turn my music down, I forgot. I feel like I forgot something, but we'll see. in a minute. As I get started here, I feel like I forgot some piece of gear for the bookbinding stuff, but I'll see in just a second. Oh, let me check the bitrate, make sure that's still going. Good. Sun might be in my face for a bit, but that's alright. It'll go down. That's weird. So when I put a chat message, it doesn't appear visibly. Oh, there it goes. Oh, that's terrible. It's like this big white bar, like a third of my screen on live.space in the chat pop out thing. It's like a wasted space. That should just be up at the top. It's hard to read. They probably just haven't tested it on mobile. Might be fine in desktop, but on a phone, no, it's bad. It's really bad. Okay. I don't know if LiveSpace has a Discord, but I don't do Twitter, so it doesn't seem like they would use Twitter. I don't know where they have their support, but I should every time I see a bug like that, I should go in there and let them know since they're in beta. I'm sure they'd appreciate it. Not really a bug, it's just a design flaw. Forgot about the fan here. think that's good. Next. know why, but I was really tired today. Got up a little earlier than I normally do, had lunch, and then suddenly got super low energy, so I went back, took a nap. I don't think it's the heat, because the heat here is really not as bad as some other people are having. It is a little bit hot, but certainly manageable. I think it's more of just mental strain of just, you know, life circumstances, all that kind of stuff. It could also be like eating the right foods and stuff like that too. Not exactly kept in nutrition. It's a nice sheet to make the colors on that. Also, I did it on a darker paper, so it, I don't have a lot of these dark paper ones. It's kind of a, what do you call that? Sand color, I guess. Colors show up differently on the darker paper, and you don't have the white spots, but well, you can add white spots with white paint, obviously, but that has kind of more of a muted look to it. Looks nice. But I have very little of that colored paper that I've had access to over the years, so I don't have very many of those marbled sheets on the colored paper. And some of the colored paper is just not made for getting wet. Like, you certainly can't use something like construction paper or slow fight generally. Paper is lasting okay. I think it is getting a little bit warm, but it's still working. That last one, I don't remember what the deal was, but it seems like I only got a small number of books done before it was completely worn smooth. Since lasting, I don't know how many books I've done on this one. I should put like a little touch mark on the paper somewhere, keep track or something. It's possible I let the metal bars go in contact with the paper too much on the last loop, or whatever you want to call it, last paper. Don't remember. So I think between the last time I streamed, which I can't remember what I streamed last, I think it was Sonic the Hedgehog 2 or something. Anyway, between that and today, I got my Flick 2 smart button, and I've been playing around with it a little bit. I think it's going to be able to do the things I want it to, but it'll be a roundabout way. It's not like right out of the box it can do exactly the things I want. But I'm pretty sure I did a little bit of research, and I'm pretty sure it will be able to do mostly everything I can think to do with it. The only thing it might not be able to do, I'm not sure, is control some of my lights, because I don't buy fancy name brand lights. They don't have as many integrations with home control software and stuff like that. So I might not be able to use it for that, but I didn't really get it for that. It's more like if it could do that, I would be more likely to buy another one or something. And it might still be able to do that. I'm not sure. It might just require a little bit of looking into what other people have done, like doing a Google search for the brand name of my lights and see if anyone has figured out how to get them integrated with one of those apps that controls things, smart things. I do very little, basically nothing with those apps. I don't even have them installed. Not really a fan of them, just because I don't know if they're just harmless, productivity kind of tools, or if they're being used in some sinister way to track information or something like that. I feel like everything these days is being used in that way, but anyway, I'll look into it later. It's not that big of a priority, because for turning on lights and things, I can just either use the app on my phone or the switch on the light. It's not a big deal. That's not why I bought the button. Like, I feel like that's kind of a weird use for it, actually. Making pretty good progress today. These are going really smooth. I think it is just the case of the more I do it consecutively without long lapses of practice, the better I get at it, and I just get a feel for it. And since I haven't done it in a long time, I've just had to kind of retrain my brain to work this way. That's the best I can explain it, because nothing else has changed. Each book is very unique, and each one presents a different challenge. I'm just getting better at handling those challenges, I guess. but these bigger ones usually go a lot better. Almost done with this stack. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have another stack inside. Maybe another 2 stacks, I don't know, but getting relatively close to finishing all the sanding that I need to do currently. Because of all the unique setup that each step of the process takes, it's usually more efficient to do a bunch of books in the same step at the same time. just to make it slightly more time efficient. There's nothing efficient about bookbinding, but you know, you can minimize your time wasting or whatever by doing assembly line processes, I think. But most people would not be making so many books. Obviously, if you're just making one book, you do all the steps in sequence and not do it this way, but I just happen to have a lot of books I'm working on. I think the paper is getting pretty smooth. There's a certain threshold though where it's actually kind of nice when it's not so rough, because it doesn't grind off as much paper quickly, so feel like you have more time and control. When it's really aggressive, it's like it can take off so much paper quickly that it adds a slant in the book that you're not even noticing, and it just happens like in seconds. So actually somewhere in between when the sandpaper is new versus completely worn out, there's sort of a sweet spot. Not sure if I got the first side straight. I'll go over it again just to see how it looks. Sometimes sanding one of the three sides changes how the other sides line up, and you have to sort of do it back and forth until they even out somewhere in the middle. Alright, I think I got it. Unless I ground off too much, it's not straight across one side to the other. It looks pretty good. There was like, when I was looking at it from down this way, there, like, I don't remember which side it was, but one side or the other, some of the pages were inset deeper than the rest. And it's like it had a curve to it or something. So some of the pages were deeper, so I had to kind of grind off the middle until it reached the level of the outside, so it's flat. That's why it took a little longer. Here's a quite large one. Yeah, so back to that smart button thing, it's primarily made to attach or connect to your phone, tether to your phone, whatever. It uses Bluetooth, generally speaking. And you have to install the Flick app to work with all the integrations. Which is understandable. It's not like your smartphone would know what to do with the random button attached to it. But that's all well and good. But some of the purposes I want to use it for are like on the PC. And I know what my friend Hi-Res wants to use it for is on the PC. At least I'm pretty sure he's not a Mac guy. Which you can also do that. You can put it in HID mode, which allows you to use it like a keyboard or mouse, which in theory should work. I think there's something wrong with the Bluetooth on my PC, or maybe the button is not that good, but I get the sense that the Bluetooth on my PC has some kind of signal disruption or something. It's kind of back in a corner, and it might have a bunch of other, like, other electronics nearby, and some metal, like a metal shelf and different things. I don't know if any of that interferes, but it might. So I actually ordered a like a $5 Bluetooth dongle thing, like a USB converter to Bluetooth. I'm gonna try that so I can put it outside of where my tower, my desktop is, and like with a USB extension cable, get it out of that corner and see if that. Where it registers the clicks, but they don't like show up right away. So if you click it like 5 times, it might show 0, and then like a few seconds later, it'll show 5 instead of like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I don't think I'm going to use that built-in thing. Plus, it's just like this little bubble pop-up tiny thing. It's not like it doesn't show up in the interface like a full screen counting app or something. So I wouldn't be able to screen capture it. But it does have the ability to send a web request, like a get post type thing. So I think I'm going to try to write a simple website or script to handle that and see if I can get a counter going. Should be able to in theory. Not very good at scripting these days. Might have to ask a friend on the technique or two, or just look it up on YouTube or something, but we'll see. Hey Leo, nice emotes or stickers or whatever. Is that from, what is that from? I don't even know. Is that from a game? Not familiar. Notice I'm hovering more toward the edges of the sandpaper now. It's because the center gets worn more than the edges, just because of the back and forth that I do. I tend to spend more time in the center, so the two edges have a little bit more grit left to them. So if I really need to grind it, get rid of irregularity, then that's the place to do it. Okay, so I did 7 books, but I'm gonna go check because I should have some more inside, and it's not very late yet, so I could get more done. And go grab something to drink too while I'm in there. Blah, blah, blah. Can you still hear me? Yes, you can. Okay. I like this setup with the hardwired microphone straight into my S9 headphone jack, because I can take my phone with me anywhere, and since it's on Wi-Fi, not like something like Bluetooth, the connection's pretty stable while I'm here at home, obviously. I don't know how it will work in IRL scenarios, if it will be as good, but... Okay, so I have at least one pretty full stack here left to do. I have one book here that hasn't even been cut yet. So, I don't even think I'll finish... Well, there's no way. I'm not going to finish all of these today. But I will bring them out, put them in my box that I've been putting things to work on. Looks like I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 more books that need to be sanded. And that's just what I can find, like, kind of right in front of me here. There could be another bin somewhere that has more in there, but... So that means probably 2 more live streams of just sanding stuff. But I'll do a couple more today at least. Maybe even get almost half of this batch here, and then that would just leave 1 more live stream probably. Gotta remember to take it off my BRB screen when I get back outside. I can't actually see the screen of what you guys are seeing when I'm out there. Don't have a stream monitor set up. Okay, just a second. Okay, now I'll get my drink and then I'll be back out there. The other potential advantage of getting that Bluetooth dongle thing, I ordered it from a very cheap website, so I'm hoping it's not total garbage, but if it extends my Bluetooth range significantly to be where I'm outside and can connect pretty well, then there's some other things I might be able to do outside. Like potentially the biggest thing, which wouldn't really improve the stream, but it would improve my experience, is I could listen to my video game music while I'm outside, which I can't currently because my Bluetooth doesn't really transmit out that far very well. Wish there was a quick release. Somebody needs to invent a quick release strap for phones. Like it's cool that I can take my chat with me wherever I go, but I don't necessarily like to hold this phone in my hand. And I would put it on a wrist strap, but those things are so hard to get on and off. Like it's a legitimate struggle because of those. They usually have those silicone elastic strap things that go on all four corners of your phone, and I do not like that design. I think it's actually terrible. The only thing that's good about that design is that it's universal and can stretch to fit just about any phone, but other than that, I hate that design. I'd rather have like a screw-on clamp type thing that's a little bit easier to deal with. Much like one of these. This is my favorite kind of phone clamp. This kind, it has this screw to tighten it, so you can just like put your phone in there like in like 1 second. I tightened it too much, but so you put it in there like that, and then you just tighten that, and it's done. Loosen it, take it out, tighten it, it's back in. It's just so much better. If they made a wrist strap with that same kind of attachment, then that would basically be a quick release. So here's a stack of books I found that still needs to be sanded. Mostly big ones. So big, I'm not even sure they fit in my box over here. Just barely. Some of them don't fit, they're too big. Go from small to large, so I'll do the tiny ones first, mid-size. Well, except for these, I'll do a couple of these giant ones just because they're kind of a nuisance. They don't fit in my box. These ones They're just huge because of these flaps sticking out. So I'll get these out of the way. I have a feeling these two will be kind of a challenge. Oh, I rode my bike to town. Was that yesterday? Man, my days are all running together. I think it was yesterday. That was actually quite fun. That's why I ended up not streaming yesterday. I was really tired from that. Maybe I'm still recovering from that. I don't know. It's weird. I'm super tired. Got plenty of sleep, but just low energy kind of feel. But I mainly just sat around. I wish I would have gotten there earlier because I wanted to just hang out. I found this really nice park area that I can hang out and write in my journal or do whatever. I wanted to just hang out there for a few hours, but sort of got there too late in the afternoon. Didn't want to ride my bike in the dark to get back home, so did a bunch of grocery shopping. Maxed out my bike with all the groceries. It was insane. I don't get to go to town very often because it's, considerable commitment to ride my bike there. Maybe next week I'll go on a little bit of a road trip. Like, I took the bus recently to get back home, just like Greyhound style bus. It wasn't Greyhound though, it was like an independent operated thing that partnered with Amtrak or something. Anyway, it was kind of fun, and I found out there's actually a bus that I can take for free in a local area, so I might do that. We'll see. Nice to do something different. It's really hard to mess these up. As far as this line here, going across, like making it so it's not straight, essentially like grinding it too much one way or the other. It's actually pretty hard to do on these big books because of how much surface material I would have to grind through to do it wrong. So even if I apply like too much pressure on this side and I'm pushing it like this, or too much that side, I'm gonna have to push really hard for quite a long time to cause it to be slanted one way or the other, which is nice. The small books, you can just put just a tiny bit too much pressure on the back or the front side and you have a massive error that you have to fix. Because, like I said, it's really hard to do that on these big ones. You would have to intentionally do it, like push as hard as you can on one end just to ruin it, and I don't know why nobody would do that, so it's nice not to have to stress about it so much. This will probably be the most books I've done in a single streaming session. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 done and still going. Be nice if I could get 10 done or even more, but I'll just keep going as long as I feel like it's not getting dark or something. Or maybe until my belt runs out, because it is getting kind of close to the end, where it's too smooth to really remove much material, and if it gets to a certain level, it'll just be ineffective, and I'll probably use that as a gauge when to end the stream if the other factors don't come into play first. One thing that's kind of nice about when it's getting sort of worn down on the sandpaper is I can just barely lightly touch it on there, and it really polishes the pages almost to a mirror shine with no effort, which is kind of nice. Not that that's necessarily, what I'm going for. More of just a consistent, flat, smooth surface. It doesn't need to be all shiny or anything, but it is a nice touch, I guess. The only issue with getting it super smooth and shiny like that is one little touch on it practically with your fingernail or hitting it against anything, and you got a very visible scratch. Shows up against the shiny, polished texture, whatever surface. So I have to be really careful once I have sanded these not to knock them against either each other or the edge of a box I carry them in or anything else. Even this, if this was that side where it's been sanded and I let that metal come up and hit the side, that could even leave a mark. So in this case, this is kind of protecting it on the side that would be a concern. I can't really knock it with the metal. can't remember if I did all 3 sides or just... Yeah, this one doesn't look bad, but it doesn't seem like I did that side, but maybe I did. It's not as smooth. I need a light. Like the sun is not quite in the right position. Because if I get a light shining on it, I can tell from the shimmering. It looks looks straight, but I think I'll give it a one-over real quick in case it didn't do it. That should reveal pretty quickly if I did. Just can't see very well. Looks really straight though, like it's straighter than they often are before I've done it. No, I don't think I had done that side, but it didn't take much because it was pretty almost perfect already. Okay, so I can't remember how many I've done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'll try doing these 2 small ones real quick, although sometimes the smaller ones take longer. Yo, JXO, how's it going? Is that what is that? It's really small on my screen. I can't tell what that is. Oh, is that SpongeBob or something? Hope you're doing good, dude. Alright, so I need my metal clamps. I have no idea where I put them. Or not clamps, I mean metal strips. That's weird, I just had them. Yeah, I'm doing good. It's nice to see you. Oh, I heard it's, I think I heard it's your birthday today, right? Happy birthday, if so. It's either your birthday or one of your viewers' birthdays. Saw people talking about it on Discord. So what a treat if you're dropping by my stream on your birthday. Like, what's up with that? But yeah, man. Saw you went live earlier on Twitch. Sorry I didn't join in, but hopefully you're still having a good stream, or you had a good stream, or whatever. But yeah, I just recently started streaming on Twitch. I'm streaming on 13 platforms now. It's pretty insane. I just figure since I don't get that many viewers on, or if any, on most platforms, I may as well just do them all. I did stream for the birthday. It's tomorrow, but it'll I'll just be relaxing. Cool, nice. Well, happy birthday tomorrow, since I probably won't see you. Yeah, I'm probably on platforms that most people have never even heard of. Like, I hadn't heard of them until I just started doing a deep search for as many platforms as possible. But yeah. No, it's just kind of fun. It's more of like a joke or a meme for me, because I don't know. I just think it's kind of hilarious to be on so many platforms. I laugh whenever I see all those icons. But there's not really any major purpose for it. It's just for the laughs, I guess. But you never know. Like, one of them, like, I've at least had a hello on every platform, or at least an emote dropped on every platform except for VIII, I think. VIII.live, I haven't had any activity yet, but yeah, it's kind of fun. I need a, oh man. I wonder if I didn't even bring those outside, because I did not see them anywhere. I'm looking for some metal strips that I use for this step, and oh, there they are. They're under all those books that I just stacked. But yeah, I don't know about that's pretty cool. It's pretty weird or pretty nerdy, or I don't know what it is. Pretty goofy. Anywho, thanks for dropping by. I don't expect you to hang out here all day or anything, but it's always good just to see you around. Not much interesting going on here, that's for sure. Definitely be lurking, popping in and out, get some food. Nice. All right, here we go. Let's see if I can not mess this one up. Looks pretty good. I don't know if you're still here, Jaxo, but how's the work stuff going? I know you were, this is years ago, so I'm sure it's all changed since then, but you used to do the family business stuff, and we're kind of getting tired of it or something or other, and we're hoping to get into something else. I don't know if any of that ever happened for you. I'm actually the reverse. I'd love to start a small family business kind of thing, but I'm sort of stuck right now looking for work, not finding anything. Still cleaning cars, but doing band stuff that's doing really well. Oh, nice. Yeah, I know you've always had the band, but that's cool if it's taken off a little more or whatever. How do you categorize your streaming stuff? Like, is that a big part of your existence, or do you do that more just for fun? Like, do you see that as becoming more of a, you know, I don't know, like a career thing, or what's your goals with that? It's been ridiculously hot this past few weeks. Yeah, I saw your Discord pictures, 119 or whatever. That's insane. Is that like just because of the, you know, radiation on the dashboard, or is that like a legitimate reading on the temperature? Because it's just crazy. So legit reading of temp and streams are starting to do really good. I'm hoping to maybe do as a part-time job. That would be sick, dude. I think you've always been like capable. I don't know how well you do with it, but it's just like if anyone deserves to make it in that sense, I've always wished that for people like you. Some of my old friends from the D-Live music streaming community. It's tough though, man, to like get consistent income. It's almost like you need the whole Patreon supporters type thing. It'd be so fun though, like in a way it's super stressful, even though it's like kind of a dream job, like, you know, streaming for a career. It's like so stressful because you have to like start watching the numbers and, you know, market and sell yourself and all that kind of stuff, which I know it's always a struggle for most streamers. Some people have a knack at that, just doing sales and marketing and business and all that stuff, but most of us just want to do creative stuff and have a hard time with the business back end thing. But yeah, anybody that is in my chat lurking or whatever, go give JXO_TX. At least check him out. You know, give him a follow if you trust my recommendations. But check him out. I think you'll enjoy the music he plays. And it's over on Twitch, but occasionally streams on Kick as well. So yeah. Nothing is for sure. Numbers go up and down, but I'm finally starting to figure out what days work with me. Nice. Yeah, that's a big part of it, is the schedule. That's something I never was willing to commit to because I kind of enjoy the freedom of just doing it whenever I feel like it. So yeah, I think that definitely works against me, but just about everything works against me because I don't really do the kind of content that draws the real crowds and stuff, and I'm okay with that. It's not something I ever saw in my future to do this as a career or anything. It's something I do for fun. I don't think, yeah, I wouldn't even know how to stick to a schedule. That's tough. You ever talk to Jen on Gen Z on Twitch? Since you're both over there, do you ever like drop by each other's channels or host each other or anything like that? Or are you kind of out of that crowd these days? I'm completely out of that crowd. I don't really. I mean, I wouldn't mind, you know, seeing her again. I just didn't really keep up the contact, so. She rated me, I think, 2 months ago. Oh, nice. That's awesome. That's cool. Super fun. I wish I would have been there to see it. Yeah, part of the fun for me in her chat was knowing everybody else in chat. And once I kind of lost contact after the D-Live days, I dropped in a few times, but I didn't really recognize most of the people there. So I didn't really chat. Because, I mean, it's not that I don't chat with Jen, of course, but it's just I always had fun seeing the same people. And it had been too long, so by the time I started lurking again, it's like, I don't know anybody, and I'm too lazy to get to know everybody again. I was surprised you remember me, but the D-Live crowd is still about the same. They come and go. Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine her forgetting somebody like you, and she probably would remember me as well. I mean, nobody has that bad of a memory. But yeah.
Hey kids, where do you want to go?
To Uncle Nancy's clubhouse.
Hey, ADNK Kairos. ADN Kairos. Maybe I'll just call you Kairos. Thanks for the follow. Kick. Hope you're having fun. Yeah, doing some bookbinding. I'm sanding the edges of books so they're nice and square and polished and stuff. It's not the most fun thing ever, but you know, it's a nice, relaxing hobby. I'm more of a creative streamer. I do a little bit of gaming here and there, but mostly creative type activities, either crafts or a little bit of, I guess you'd call it development, just kind of hacking around with code and pixel art and stuff, and do a lot of hiking streams when I get the chance. Haven't been doing that lately, just did one a couple days ago though, 2 or 3 days ago. Do lots of different things though, variety streamer. This one is giving me problems. I might have like made it crooked too. See, hopefully I got lucky and didn't mess it up. It looks pretty straight. Usually if it looks straight, it's close enough. My eyes are pretty good. Let's see, 4.7. It's pretty close. It's in the range of being close enough. This is nice. I feel real life, it's much more interesting than Fortnite. Yeah, I mean, I agree just because I'm in that same same crowd or same hobby or interest, but you know, Fortnite gets a lot more views typically, so the average citizen of the United States or anywhere in the world probably wouldn't agree, but I agree that, you know, each person has different interests. I can't say anything negative about gaming. I'm just not really into it myself. But I do play retro games from time to time. I'm an older dude, so didn't really get into the first-person shooter battle royale stuff. You know. That one went real nice. That was a easy, quick and easy. I can't remember if I did this side already. I'm starting to lose track of where I'm at. I don't think I did this side yet. Looks pretty good though. It's pretty smooth. Sun's getting down to where I can actually get a glimmer off the pages. I really should set up like a light here that I can shine on the edge because it's a lot easier to see my progress when I can get a light reflecting off the surface. Background looks like some airsoft gun park. You could rent it. Totally, yeah, it's true. Yeah. I don't have a big property though. It's actually my parents' place, but oh shoot, this doesn't look very straight. I'm gonna have to go over that first side again. But there's some awesome places to hike and just be outside, not far from here. Like this property is not big enough to feel like you're out in the middle of nowhere. I mean, it's nice, has some trees and stuff, but if I really want to get away from it all, I don't have to go that far. It's pretty cool. But yeah, I actually basically have to do this step outside because of how messy it is. Most of my bookbinding I do inside, but I could actually do all of it outside just to be, you know, to be outside. But I have a crafting table set up and I have, you know, better lights and cameras and stuff inside, but, you know, kind of fun to be outside. And I'm a night owl, so most of the time I don't make it up in time to be outside for a significant amount of time. So that's one of the main reasons most of my streams are late at night and inside. Okay, this side needs some little extra work. So are you, I don't know if you're still around, Kairos, but are you a streamer yourself? I'm just a viewer on Kick. Don't tell me you do Fortnite, because you shouldn't be dissing yourself like that. I do it all the time, so I understand. But, hey, man, your content's your content. Gotta be at peace with what you do and enjoy it. Know that others enjoy it as well. Okay, so these two small ones are done. Technically, you're doing so much good for your soul, and that's the beauty of your channel. Thanks, bro. I'll be visiting you on Kick, so maybe I'll stream in a few days, maybe today. Hey, nice. Cool. Yeah, I wish you well with your channel. You have any idea what kind of content you want to do, or still working it out? But yeah, if you have any questions, I don't mind helping people with like tech questions. I'm no expert by any means, but I have been streaming for over 4 years, and maybe there's a few things that I do that some people ask me about because they're kind of a little bit above the norm. But if you're just doing one platform, I'm sure it's not a problem. The main thing I do is like multi-streaming on a bunch of platforms, which can get a little bit complicated, but yeah, I'm sure you'll do just fine. But yeah, that's true. That's what I'm doing. Most of the stuff is, I guess you could call it selfish. It's stuff that I enjoy. It's good for me, my mental health, and I don't really see it as viewable content though. Like, I don't see it as something super interesting for people to watch. The rare exception would be is if I happen to find somebody that, is either into the same hobbies or wanting to learn something about what I'm doing. But that doesn't really happen much. I don't feel like my kind of like-minded people into the same kind of things are really on streaming platforms much, because I'm a pretty old-fashioned guy, and most old-fashioned people don't even know what streaming is, much less spend time viewing on any platform. So I think my people are out there somewhere. They might be on YouTube. Like, there's a good following of people interested in crafts and creative stuff on YouTube. But YouTube, although they do offer live streaming, that's kind of not a very good place for it unless you already have the community to move there. Like, I rarely get any views on YouTube. In fact, like on my VODs or replays, whatever you want to call them, the recordings of my streams, I get 0 views almost ever. It's pretty much a dead zone. I'm thinking just about life itself, or so. I want to make some income to push my proper performance athlete career. Oh, cool. So would you be doing like some kind of workout streams or something? Track sprints like 100, 200 meter. Oh, cool. That'd be sick. Like if you could figure out a way to get like a camera that like follows you or something. You have to hire someone that can like run as fast as you can. They're like following along with you as you run. That'd be cool though. I've never seen anything like that on streaming platforms. That'd be something different. I used to run track when I was in high school. I went to a small school, so I wasn't like, I was decent at my school because, you know, small schools don't have as big of a talent pool, but I would never be able to compete against people with real speed, you know. I did okay. My running days are in the past. I do like to hike now, but my knees and back can't really handle the running anymore. So if I'm out exercising, I just walk and hike. It's my thing. I do bike though. I'd go biking as well. Yeah, I do. Like I mentioned earlier, I do hiking streams, and I also do soccer ball juggling streams. I like to do that, but that's not for show. It's more like my way of getting some aerobic exercise and staying fit a little bit. It's one of my favorite hobbies. It was sort of between that and this today. I knew I wanted to do something outside, but settled on the bookbinding thing instead of the soccer ball juggling. Yeah, my track coach back in high school put me in that same range. Like he had me doing like the 100 meter, and I did 200 meter, and then I did like the 100 meter relay 4x1 or whatever. And I didn't really like those events. I actually thought I was built more for like a 400, possibly an 800. And never really got the chance to prove myself in those, except back in grade school. I was actually really good at the 800. That was kind of my thing. It's more of I couldn't do like the super long distance, but like somewhere in between where you're sort of have a little speed, but you don't have to maintain it for, you know, super crazy long distance. That was what I felt like was my sweet spot, but didn't really get to train in that, so I never really tested my full potential back then. The 100 is so stinking stressful. Like, that's like a good way to, I don't know if you're like a, what do you call it? I don't know, what's the word? I always forget the word, the thing you need to respond to emergencies, that chemical in your body. Anyway, I can't think of it right now. Adrenaline junkie. Like if you're an adrenaline junkie, you just love that feeling of always on edge and just the thrill. Like that is just like, oh man, your heart is racing when you're getting ready for the gun to go off or whatever to start the race. That is like pure stress for me. I just remember that feeling of like, oh, it's coming, it's got to go. And just trying to get your start as fast as possible. Oh man, that always stressed me out. Because it's all about the start. Like obviously, you know, if you're super fast, it doesn't matter. But if you're not that great, like me, it was all about, you know, getting a good start to have any chance at all. And it's all over in like 10 or 12 seconds. Let's see, I'm not sure how many more I'm going to do here. Do a count after this one. Make a decision, but I could go for almost another hour. You know, I have enough daylight left, but I usually like to get in before it starts getting too late. So I don't eat dinner at too crazy of a time. Just made the very mistake I was talking about earlier in the stream where I let the metal clamp hit up here, so I made a little mark that I have to go back and remove. Sloppy. Just wasn't paying close attention. It won't be that hard to get out, but it's just annoying how easily that happens. I barely touched it with the metal and left a little indentation. So when I put this one on this side, I got to keep it down like this, not let it slide up and hit the side. Alright, so now I have to go fix that first phase. Hopefully I don't have to grind it too far to get that little divot off. Shouldn't be much at all, hopefully. Be nice. I guess I could make some little clamp. I don't know. I have these little clamps like this, but they're like, well, like this. I could use these for put like a piece of fabric around the ends after I've sanded them, just to kind of encase them and something to protect the edges until I get the covers on. I probably should do something like that, but it just feels like overkill, but it'll save me some grief for the rare situations when something like that happens. It doesn't happen very often. It's just every once in a while I throw them in a box or put them somewhere where they're likely to get tapped by something. Also, it looks like it's, I don't know, every time I put it in here, I get a different, slightly different take on what it needs, and I see something different. It doesn't look totally straight, but it might just be I have it skewed inside the grips here. Pretty challenging to get it perfectly straight. Alright, I think I got rid of that little divot. I don't see it anymore. Okay, now let me see. I think there's still 6 in this pile. 1, 2, 3, 4, no wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So I've done 13 books today. That's like well over twice of what my normal goal is of 5. I'm doing pretty good. I might do one more. Let me move my shade umbrella though. The sun is in my face now. Alright, here we go. One more. Who knows, maybe I'll do more than one more, but 14 is a nice number. I like 7. 7's my favorite number, so 14 is a multiple of 7. Good number to stop on. So these aren't quite big enough. Got a lot of dust today. Because I did so many books, the dust's like everywhere. All this white powder everywhere. I think it mostly keeps away from my face, which is the most important. But I'm probably breathing some of it in. It's just, that's why I have this fan kind of blowing it off that way. But I feel like it's not super effective. Like I can't even barely feel the airflow. But I could get a more powerful fan or wear a mask, but I think it's probably fine. I think part of the reason it's not a particularly strong airflow is that generally the wind comes from this way, sort of opposing it. It's almost canceling it out. I could actually rotate my whole workstation a different direction, which might not be a bad idea to consider in the future, so that the wind is actually working for me rather than against me. Okay, 2 more sides to go. Careful not to hit the side with the metal here. grinding the tips of my clamps on there. Something is going weird here. Trying to straighten this out. Need to grind back toward the spine more. I don't know how I got it off. But it's not very straight at the moment. This might take a lot of work to get this one. I guess the last one had to give me a little trouble just to make it interesting. But I'd like to make, like, fabricate some kind of special bars with like a bunch of knobs on them. Like I wouldn't be able to make this. I'd have to have somebody make it or special order it from some fabricator. But if it had a bunch of little bumps, like significant bumps, then these things could like kind of notch in between them, and then they wouldn't like move around when I'm trying to hold it in position. But I mean, I could possibly like glue some kind of rubber material on there that might be sufficient, but problem is I can't have the notches in one specific spot because I need to move the clamps around quite a bit depending on the size of the book. Sometimes I might end up clamping right here, sometimes in further. So that's why the sort of like a grid of bumps on there would be pretty awesome. I could technically use like 2 metal files instead of these smooth things, and maybe that would be enough to keep these clamps in place, but I think that would be too rough though. Probably wear down my clamps. Okay, let's hope that's close enough because I don't want to grind off anymore. I'm actually getting close. That looks pretty straight, yeah. I think I'm good. I'm getting really close to where this first stitch is in my bookbinding stuff. No, I don't know. Actually, it's not straight. When you look at this from this angle, you can see this side is higher than that side, I think. Is it enough that I care? No, I mean, it's pretty close. Pretty close. I'm gonna call that good. So let's have one more side to do, and hopefully this one goes a little better. That previous side was awful. Nasty.
That was easy.
Had the same kind of difficulty with that one. I don't know why. But I think it turned out okay. That's good. Just took some extra work for some reason. Just didn't want to cooperate. Yeah, we're good and straight there. So it's awesome. Got 14 done. Let me do a count of how many I have left. I'm pretty sure I can do all of these remaining ones in one stream. Oh yeah, I only have 5 left, so it should just be one more stream, which will make I was going to say an even 10, but this is book sanding number 8, so I guess it'll be end on a 9. Unless I find another stack somewhere that I haven't done, which is always possible, but I think this is it. There's 5 more to go. So yep, that's it for today. I'm gonna head in, clean up, and get something to eat. I might stream again later. If I do, It's probably either going to be the Sprite NATO stuff, which I don't know if I'm in the mood for that or not, but it'll either be that or I might play a game again or something, but probably the Sprite NATO. Anyway, thanks for joining me, everybody. And we'll see y'all later. If you see ADN Kairos streaming on Kick, you want to check out his workouts or whatever he's going to end up doing, feel free to go say hi, check him out. Anyway, I'm going to head out, and we'll catch you all later.